You ever feel low-key hurt because people closest to you, family, friends, even folks you thought would always support you, don't interact with your posts? I remember that phase clearly. I used to get mad that my loved ones weren't liking, sharing, or commenting on anything I created, and it felt personal. I set this unspoken expectation that they would show up for me in a certain way, and when they didn't, it cut deep. That disappointment turned into resentment. I started distancing myself from people I truly cared about. Not because they done something cruel or wrong, but because they weren't showing up online the way I expected them to. And some of those relationships never recovered. What I didn't realize back then was that the people I grew up with, they weren't my audience. I mean, I talked about herpes and mental wellness, vulnerable topics that some folks aren't even comfortable talking about with themselves, let alone resharing publicly. I had to pause and ask myself, how do they feel when they see my content? What have they been through? What fears are they still carrying? I assumed love meant visible support, but love isn't always loud, and silence doesn't always mean rejection. Once I let go of those expectations, everything shifted. I stopped creating for validation and I stopped posting to be liked, shared, or go viral. I started creating from purpose, to educate, to uplift, to hold space, to normalize conversations that deserve to be had. And here's what I've learned. When you show up authentically, the right audience finds you. The strangers who feel like soul family, they come. The shares, the like, and the support. It flows, not from obligation, but from alignment. That mindset shift freed me. It healed my relationship. It brought peace to my creative process. And now I create not to be seen by everyone, but to be felt by the ones who truly need it.